Tell me about your experience at the convention so far.
Wow. I mean, it's exciting, but at the same time frustrating. Today's day 3. Yeah, Obama's here. A lot of Secret Service, a lot of security, a lot of provoking from volunteers who are supposed to stay neutral. But I saw volunteers push one of our Bernie delegates on the floor, snatch signs out of his hand. Another person, I don't know how this other delegate got provoked in our California delegation, but someone filed, and I don't know if he was part of security or if he was just a volunteer, but he filed a complaint with the Secret Service, and 7 people came over or something, or around that number. They came over in suits, and they tried to escort him out, or they blocked the aisle actually at first, and he was trying to come out to go to the restroom, and they wouldn't let him. So those are just some stories that happened in the last hour, and I think what's really on my mind right now is I'm a whip, and I just turned it into a whip today because we have a lot of people, and just how things have been going on the past 2 days. Whenever we leave our seats, our delegates leave our seats to get food or to go use the restroom or maybe participate in a peaceful protest, we have seat fillers coming out from the nosebleed section above. And I actually got someone on camera, which is in my phone right now. He answered all the questions. He's like, yeah, I'm a seat filler. I came from above. I have it on camera. It's on my Facebook account.
Is that not allowed?
Well, those seats are for California delegation. If we're out getting food, or if we're going out to the restroom, or we're participating in something, and our stuff is there, there's 20 people in the back right now, I would say more or less at this point, that do not look anything like Bernie delegation. We're all in just shirts, or some of us are in suits, but they're definitely not from our delegation. I know who's from California.
So when they take the seat, do they give it back when you come back?
I just came out, so I think they're pretty firm about having their seats.
So you're saying that seat filling is kind of like artificial. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, this is all a show, right? Yeah.
How are you getting along with your fellow California delegates who are here to vote for Hillary Clinton?
I mean, just seeing how things kind of played out. I mean, this is not what I expected. Again, this is a political revolution. It's organic. We don't really do anything okay, we're going to do this or do that. It's just okay, so this is going on, how are we going to respond, right? It's very organic. It's very grassroots. So just the way things happen, the protests and the boos, obviously. California delegation, we were leading, all right, burners. They don't like us, obviously, right? We're trying to make a statement. We have their attention now. So today, with Obama's speech, we're going to be respectful. We're planning to be respectful and just be visual, right? Not interrupt any speeches, because we're also trying to respect Hillary Clinton delegates who came out, some people on their vacation, to listen to the speeches. So we're going to make our point, but it will also be respectful, and I think we can all do it in a civil way. But at this point, with everything that's happened in the past 2 days, they obviously, there has not been one Clinton delegate that has approached me asking, why are the Bernie delegations upset? Why are they interrupting? If there's a big commotion like that, wouldn't you? If you're curious, you should be curious. You should ask, right? If you want to make peace, if you want to be civil. But it's just very walking around here, all these. Today's day 3, and tomorrow's the last day. If I can be honest with everyone who's watching, and it's not. I'm not speaking just for myself as a Bernie delegate. We've been really feeling like second-class citizens, and that's very disappointing, but at the same time not too shocking. So, yeah.
I interviewed a young woman who was just in tears. She's a Bernie delegate from Hawaii, and she was just in tears during Bernie's speech. She said that it was a mixture of being proud of how far they've come, but also sadness.
I think I am one of those who teared up, because I was a super volunteer on top of my full-time job, and I have all these things going on in my life, and on top of that I put in 15-20 hours as a super volunteer, and I didn't get paid. I did it out of my conviction, right? Because this whole political revolution, it is alive, it is growing. It is only a matter of time that we will reach everyone in the United States, locally, statewide. I ran for office myself. I'm a neighborhood council member, and it's only been a couple of months, so I was able to come in as a Pleo delegate. It's sad because of what has happened. And it's undeniable. Look at WikiLeaks. They dropped their second release of 20,000 emails last week, right? And Hillary delegates are like, what is the TPP? What do you mean WikiLeaks? What is the Wiki? What is WikiLeaks? Or we can't trust them. That's all lies. I mean, last night after the convention, I think I witnessed one encounter between Bernie supporters who weren't delegates and the Clinton side, and they came all the way here from a couple of different states because they were concerned about immigration. And what was really disappointing, but I actually knew about this, the Hillary delegates were having drinks, and they were like, please don't bother us. And they were like, they have no idea about Hillary Clinton's foreign policy, unfortunately. They had no idea about, what happened in Honduras, and the children coming to the United States for refugee, and Secretary Clinton's response. And then so we have these three young activists. They're like, how do you not know about your own candidate? This is what they're doing to Central Americans. Like, you're Central American, right? So that's something I witnessed in person. I knew about it because I've talked to some folks before. They don't like to talk about policy, unfortunately. And Bernie Sanders supporters are all about the issues because those issues affect our families. It's not just about having the first female president, but it's also about, like, what is their record? How can you prove that you've been fighting for the 99%? If you won't release your transcripts, right? If you're not going to be accountable and transparent. The struggle continues, right? It's a growing movement, like I said. We're all running for office, right? And the things we see, even if you study political science in the books and you hear about things from older folks, you have to come to the DNC. And I don't think there's going to be I don't know what's going to happen, the future DNCs, but this DNC is nothing like the DNCs from before. So.
You've been to other ones?
No, the candidates that we have, right? Very different. People say they're the same, but they're completely different.
So what are you going to, okay, last question. What are you going to do in November? Who are you going to vote for?
We'll see in November. Yeah. You guys, the struggle continues. Run for office. Be alert, right? Civics education, it's so important. If we don't know how our government functions, how are we ever going to, fight for ourselves or know what's going on? You have to pay attention to legislation that gets passed. You have to pay attention who's running. Who are these folks that are running? It's not just the last name or are they minority or not, but it's really, are they fighting for the 99%? Do they have a track record, right? So yeah, progressive candidates who have the background. The revolution continues.